these workers, institutions are people who are, yani wanaogopa, wako na uoga mingi sana ndani yao. They are very fearful, as in these people, they are very cowards, because before something is whistleblowed, trust you me, people working in those ministries have seen it. For example, don't you think what was happening about the Andani and everything, si watu walikuwa wanajua, si the workers were new, but now nile wanaangaliana nani ataongea, then someone whistleblowers. What if there's that common support from all people in the institution? For example, let's talk about the issue of SHA or SHIF from NHIF. What if all the people, all the workers in the NHIF stood up and said, you know what, guys, this is what has been happening in NHIF, and these guys want to do this in SHA, this is what is happening, this is where the issue is. Now imagine, and that story is backed up by like almost actually like 95% of workers in that ministry. Do you think that thing will continue to be implemented? No, it will not. But now, because we have cowards, ile watu wako like nani ataongea, nikiongea huyu atanisema nini, like we don't have that support of each other. Like sisi wa Kenya hatujafika ile level ya hatujaungana. Na the moment tumeungana from the ministry level, at least hata who is blower atakuwa backed up. Juu, tell me if I'm a whistleblower na nijue manze niki whistleblow wakasi wangu wote like 95% wako on me. Yani mimi tu nitatokea. Actually, in that sense naweza enda bia na because nitatokea tu na mbuki yangu yote. I mean, it's something that we have all agreed. If tuna whistleblow by writing, everybody has appended his or her signature. I mean, it's everybody. It's not me alone. I think with that, you can be able to achieve our goal of having probably a corruption-free country, and with that we can have, because what is lacking in this administration, as I have told you, is working institutions. During Kibaki time, what used to happen was that Kibaki used to leave institutions to do their work. Ile design yeye hakuwa anajifanya mjanja. The problem with Ruto is that he tends to think he is a master of everything. He is a guy who has studied botany, but he is in town halls meeting trying to tell people about the new funding model. He's a guy who has studied botany, but you will find him in a press conference trying to talk matters about what does he know. I mean, you have to leave these things to experts. So that when you leave these things to experts in those ministries, things will work. So what I will say is that it starts from us. As Kenyans who are working in different ministries, if we suspect something is not going on, because we will always know, it's just that people will give it eyes. I mean, hakuna vile wewe unaendaga job mahali fulani kila siku ukose kurealize something is amiss, but hautaongea because you are fearing maybe when I speak my job will. But what live, we support kuwe na ile muungano kama wa Kenya. Kama unawaka in the Ministry of Health na unajua kuna corruption fulani, kuna corruption scandal, hiyo 104 billion, and you workers are the people who knows how things run there. Whistleblow as a group, the whole ministry, just imagine the whole ministry going bare knuckles and saying, no, we don't want this. It will not go on, because honestly speaking, the government cannot sack all of you. It cannot follow all of you. Yeah. So me, I tend to think is what needs to be done is that, in as much as we might want to enact different acts, to come up with laws to protect the Witness Act, to protect those whistleblowers, it will not act. The problem stems from us. We need to call out any scandal as a whole. Like kama ni Ministry of Education inakuwa mobilized, hao watu wote wanawak pale wana whistleblow, hakuna vile watafuatwa wote, but ukiwa individual you will face it hard. I think that's where it should start, and it's all scales down civic education, that people should not be cowards. They should stand up as brave people and tell and call out those shenanigans, because I mean, those guys who are, for example, scandals are done by maybe a small fraction in the ministry. Most of the guys in the ministry are okay, but then why should the silence of these people is always ailing us? Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mosese. I love that you're saying we should start working from within and stand united against all these wrongdoings that occur within organizations and especially in government. Well, ulikuwa mwalimu was expecting at some point ungetuambia something like united we stand, divided we fall, ama kidole kimoja kivunji chawa, something like that, because that's what was ringing in my head when you were talking about this. But thank you for your contribution. And I'd like to emphasize that, as you've said, it's important that we whistleblow as a group pamoja. It's also very, I think, to just add on that, it's important that we be clean ourselves. Huwezi enda kuwhistleblow na wewe mwenyewe ni mkora. Huwezi enda kusema watu wengine kama wewe umefanya makosa mwenyewe. It's important for us who are in this call and for those we interact with, we should go preach the gospel that whenever we think something is going wrong, we should begin the change in ourselves, ensure we are not in any such situation, so that even when we come out to scream, when we come out to shout against these things, we will be received because we are clean. I will throw it next to Manich, and Manich tell us, okay, we've said all these things. Where do you think we should go next? Mosese has said start from within and do it as a group. What do you think we should do? What's the way forward? Manich, if you're with us. Okay, seems having trouble with his mic. Kute, tell us, what's the way forward as we come close to the end of this discussion? Yeah, I'm speaking to myself and I don't know. Agnes, can you hear me? Oh, I see
Yes.
Manish reacting. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Can hear you.
Very good. Agnes, tell us maybe, where do you think we should go next? What's the next step?
I think the next step is, I've had a very good point about whistleblowing being the last resort. But I think for, there's some things, there's like, for example, there's some people you can go and talk to them and come and try and strike a bargain and tell them, I don't think whatever you're doing is okay. And yeah, I don't know how necessarily that would look like, trying to negotiate with people, negotiate quote unquote, before you whistleblow. But I think it can be applicable in some areas. For government institutions, I think we should strengthen our laws. Us as people who care about our country, we should, drum up for support, push for stronger laws, stronger policies, and for stronger institutions, so that any person who whistleblows has their rights protected, and even the members of their family are protected. Finally, if you decide to whistleblow, there are consequences. So if you're willing to deal with that, then go ahead. It just needs you to make a very good decision. Yeah.
Thank you, Agnes. Wewe umetuambia ukiamua kuenda kusema jipange na ujipange mapema, upambane na hali yako until the end. It's very nice. By the way, it's good what you're saying. You don't go into a battle unprepared. And things such as this are not easy things. So if you're going to go in prepared. Thank you, Agnes, for sharing that. And again, it's important also what you've said, that we should not wait for these parliamentarians to implement laws against whistleblowing. It probably benefits them, we don't know. But we, patriotic citizens, should be running the push down from the ground level to ensure that we have stronger institutions, stronger laws, and if we can, find ways to curb the wrongdoing even before we have to whistleblow. Manich, I saw you are in a position to speak. Can you still speak? I saw you reacting. Can you speak?
Hello guys, once more. Okay, for my case, I think venye tu Agnes amesema, before uende to that field, uko kwanza umefind out more, alafu it's good sometime ku deal na facts, ndio at least usifunguliwe kesi, at least usipate like umeshikwa alafu unajajiwa over something. Sasa kitu ya kwanza unafaa kuwa na full details na kuwa na details kenye ni reality. Base your whistleblowing on reality. Then ukishaamua kumake hivyo, then make it well known. Ijulikane like ni wewe umefanya hivyo, expose everywhere. Kama Morara sasa. Unaona kila mtu ako into kumtetea juu. They know huyo amefanya kama kazi, amefanya tu kabisa vizuri. So ukishaamua kutokea, you expose something, you ufanye tu kabisa na moyo yako yote. Yeah, that's kama umejitolea, lakini if you are not ready, maybe utumie mtu mwingine mwenye ako so ready for it kuexpose hiyo kitu. Yeah.
If you're not ready, support someone else who's doing it. If you're not ready
Yes.
to stand up on your own, thank you. If you're not ready to stand up and whistleblow, ule mwenye ana whistleblow hebu simama nyuma yake na yeye asiangushwe. Na wewe ukienda ku whistleblow, you have your facts correct so that you do not have a defamation suit waiting for you once you're done. Ibra is the last speaker because no one else has requested to speak, and I see Kutei seems to have dropped off. Ibra, maybe you can tell us, what do you think is the way forward as we close?
Okay, most of what has been said is really insightful, and sijui kama mnanisikiza.
Tunakusikia.
Okay, so going forward, naona tuendelee kumove as a whole, vile tu umesema that whistleblowing kama huwezi take up that first step, support mtu mwenye atafanya hivyo, because what the Adani deal, for example, has shown us about our governance and country generally. The people in JKIA, the workers there, they had protested before it came to the mainstream limelight, for example. So kama watu walifanya hivyo na wakusikiza, it's now our responsibility to support them in this fight for justice and integrity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibra. Thank you, Manich. Thank you, Mosese. Thank you, Agnes. Thank you to Kutei in absentia. And thank you to all of you who have joined this space. Thank you for spending your time. It's been 1 hour 45 minutes, so slightly less because of the technical hitches we had in the beginning. But I'm grateful that you've stayed up to this time. I'm grateful we've been able to discuss matters whistleblowing. I want to believe if anyone came here not understanding what whistleblowing was, they now do. And hopefully you will go and be champions of the same wherever you go. As we've said, it is not something we can leave to the government. It is not something we can leave to our elected leaders to come up with proper laws on the same. It requires us, 1, to play our part, 2, to be prepared if you ever need to whistleblow, and number 3, if you think you cannot whistleblow, support the one who does, because this is not something one person can do on their own. There are great effects that it's very impactful on the people who decide to whistleblow. So it takes a lot of support, both physical, online, in any other way. It's important that we support those whistleblowers. And now, lastly, even as we talk about whistleblowing, we cannot be whistleblowing and we are criminals. So it's important that we ensure in whatever we do, we remain clean, that we shall not be the subject of a whistleblowing someday, and that even when we come to whistleblow, we have the moral authority to say, this is wrong, and it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I am not doing it, even if I have the chance. And for this reason, I'm calling you out as well. Be good. stop the wrongdoing. Thank you all for joining. It was lovely having you. I hope to see you another time. Thank you, AYLF, for the opportunity. I believe we can now call this meeting closed. Asanteni sana and have a good night. It's Friday. Enjoy yourselves.
You're going to sleep, but it's okay.
Come on. The night is still young, guys. Good night.